Welcome to Openstack Tokyo. I'm Jesse Proudman, founder and CTO of Bluebox, recently an IBM company. So this year at Openstack Summit Tokyo, we've announced Bluebox Local. Bluebox was acquired in June of this year, and 90 days after that acquisition, we brought the product we've had in market for the last 2 years onto SoftLayer in Bluebox Dedicated. Bluebox Local takes all of that same technology and brings it into the customer's data center. It's a remotely managed OpenStack private cloud, monitored and maintained by IBM and Bluebox, and used by our customers. With the Liberty release, we're beginning to see a stability and maturation in the core services that I think has been necessary for the OpenStack success. You look at some of the upgrade work that's gone in Nova, and we think that's a great addition. I also like the Magnum project and beginning to treat containers as a first-class citizen in OpenStack, combining Magnum with Ironic, being able to run containers on bare metal adjacent to VMs, all with a consistent network stack and a consistent authentication mechanism. That's where we're going to start to see a lot of capability exhibited for customers. So there's a lot of conversation around OpenStack and containers and where the market's headed. And it's my belief that ultimately we're going to see a mix of deployment mechanisms. We're going to see virtual machines alongside containers, alongside bare metal, and the future deployment will have all three. With IBM Cloud, we have our Bluemix platform, which brings together all of those services into one cohesive offering. So with Bluemix, you can get Cloud Foundry as a platform as a service. There's an entire container runtime using the Docker APIs, and you can get VMs powered by OpenStack. So bringing those together in one cohesive offering. The Bluebox Local and the Bluebox Dedicated offerings will bring those same capabilities to market with the addition of Bluemix. So we'll have one cohesive experience across public and private being dedicated and local offerings. For the MSPs and the CSPs in the market, we think Bluemix creates a particularly interesting opportunity, particularly when combined with Bluebox Local. So those providers can take this technology stack, bring it into their data center, and have a full-fledged platform as a service on Cloud Foundry that's operated by IBM and delivered for their customers. So we're taking all of the pain, all of the frustration, all of the challenge out of Cloud Foundry and OpenStack and giving the customer the end benefit, or the CSP or MSP the end benefit of being able to deliver that service seamlessly to their end users. So in the next set of releases, Mitaka being the next, I think at IBM Cloud we're really focused on the networking stack. So obviously Neutron for a long time has been the poster child of a frustrating project. A lot has changed there over the last couple releases. It's a much more stable and successful project than historically has been. Kyle Mestry, the Liberty PTL for Neutron, has joined IBM Cloud really to focus on how do we standardize on the open source networking components that are part of the entire IBM Cloud architecture, part of our public deployments and our dedicated and local deployments. Because at the end of the day, a consistent networking stack is essential when you look at true hybrid deployments with applications spanning all three of those consumption methodologies. And we need the open source networking projects that are part of OpenStack, that are part of the container initiatives. Those need to be compatible with what's going on in Neutron and those networking technologies. When we were approached to be acquired, we had an opportunity to go look out at a bunch of different companies in the marketplace to look at their strategies and where they were headed. And ultimately, we chose to go to IBM because of their strategy. We're big believers in this public, dedicated, local consumption methodology, the belief in delivery of cloud as a service wherever it's being consumed. And we've been able to demonstrate that marriage very quickly with that launch of dedicated and now the launch of local. In 2016, I think the big initiatives will be focused on bringing the full suite of IBM services, things like Bluemix and Bluemix Local, technologies like Watson, and the other great initiatives that IBM Cloud is working on top of Bluebox and into customer data centers. So tying that all together into one cohesive experience. This notion of literally bringing a little piece of IBM Cloud into a customer's data center, we're really big believers that will be ultimately one of the most successful things IBM Cloud is able to do, and tying that all together next year will be a key component of that delivery mechanism. It's been fun to watch each OpenStack event grow over the last 4 or 5 years. Impressive to see the growth of the community, both from users, operators, vendors, and those prospective users who are considering bringing OpenStack into their organization. I think for a large part, OpenStack has often been sort of the whipping boy for the media to a large extent because it's been an easy target. But for me, watching the growth in the community, the growth in the technology over the last couple of years, we're really seeing a maturation of the technology. We're seeing people using this technology in production for massive workloads. The keynotes that Yahoo did with the number of page views delivered off of their production OpenStack cloud mimic the similar types of messages that we saw at the last summit from some of the other major users. And it's that progression of usage, the stories that are starting to come out that prove that this isn't just a science experiment, that we're here for the long term. And in our keynote, we talked about this notion that you can't out-innovate the world. It's so neat to be able to bring such a vibrant community together every 6 months to actually work on this technology, to get together, to talk about all the pieces, to talk about where we're going. I'm really looking forward to the next summit in Austin and the summit after that in Barcelona.